In today's video, we'll meet a number of people who don't fit into my ongoing series, People Being Awful. I considered the title People Being Mental, but that is rather insensitive. But all the people will see, they are so self-righteous, they speak with such conviction, convinced every word they're saying is the truth. But it strikes me, or at least I'm guessing none of them watched the tape back before they posted it, the tape, that's how old I am. Because if they had done, they realise they're coming across as slightly unhinged. For example, before I post any video, when I'm editing, I will listen to what I'm saying in case I've accidentally said something which could be construed as supporting Mussolini or saying that murdering prostitutes is morally okay. So we'll kick off with a Muslim gentleman explaining why Hamas and Palestine in general is losing the war against Israel.
But there's going to be sins in process. You'll be sitting next to a guy who's going to go and penetrate and sodomize another guy tonight. And you're gonna expect Allah to give you victory because you're standing next to a guy who's going to literally insert his genitals into another man's back passage. Does that make sense? And these are the guys who have called for it. If you feel like that's where victory is going to come from, well, okay, I'm not even here to debate you on that.
Let's talk about the exclusion.
But I'm saying at least this dua thing, like I'm saying the Prophet said, the one who stays from one salah to another salah, waiting from one salah to another salah, that is ribat.
Okay, so the reason that Hamas are getting their arses kicked is because other men are getting their arses fucked. That's why that man's God will not grant victory. But which is morally worse? Consenting adults meeting up on Grindr for consensual fun times, or a man in his 50s having sex with a 9-year-old girl, because that is that man's profit. Is that the reason that Hamas are losing? Or is it more likely, and go with me on this, that Hamas, an organisation consisting of cave-dwelling goat fuckers obsessed with a 7th century death cult, decided to pick a fight with arguably the best military in the world? Did you not get the memo, lads? You don't fuck with Israel, which ironically is the only country in the Middle East where you can be openly gay. Yet this is a man whose religion demands he prays staring at other men's arseholes. It feels like there's some real repressed homosexuality going on here. Next up, we'll get a bizarre look at the mindset that only comes from the American far left.
So what are we doing when it happens? I already said I'm blasting No One Mourns the Wicked. I'm giving you a cowbell that I'm about to decorate. It only ring when it happens. I'm gonna go outside on my patio and just I also started a playlist too. It's called Good News. He's skeleton, you know what I'm saying? But I need more ideas other than just drinking. I need to know what the people are doing. How are we planning? So I've already got the list of posts I'm going to create as soon as that happens. This is part of my way of coping. I'm just ready because I know I'm going to be sitting there minding my business, and one day I'm just going to look at my phone and I'm going to scream. I'm taking off work.
So that woman is planning how she's going to celebrate when she gets the news that President Trump has died. Oddly, it's only the far left that does this. In the run-up to the election, they were openly calling for him to be assassinated. And I'm not a fan of Trump, but I'm not wishing death on him. And oddly enough, I never heard any of this from the political right when Joe Biden was in office. Which is ironic because he looked like he had died and been reanimated every fucking morning. Yes, the far left all love and acceptance, unless you disagree with this, in which case, die you bastards. Let's stick with Trump for a moment.
It's always some white man in my DMs who is just like, if only you didn't hate on Trump, then maybe I could show you a good time. Stay away from me, white man!
She seems calm and rational, and as a white man, I have to say, the vilification of all white men is becoming somewhat tiresome, to the point that if, because of my gender and my colour, I have to take the blame for every bad thing in history that white men have done, then I'll start taking credit for all the good things they've done. Because do you know what white men invented? Fucking everything. That being said, our new friend there, I don't think any man, white or otherwise, will want contact with her once they've seen her sparkling personality. And why Does she stand on a chair? She starts off with the phone in her hand. She can move it to any angle. The next video is somewhat confusing.
I'm fucking... It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's on my sweater. I love this sweater. Why?
Morbidly obese, shit haircut, septum piercing. I'm guessing she uses they, them pronouns. But why was she shaking a bottle of chocolate sauce in her car in the first place with her fucking seatbelt on? Does the idea of not being able to consume food, to ram it down her gullet whilst driving, fill her with dread? Although, as we can all see, she's mostly filled with processed sugar and fat. And then, why post the footage? Why, if she's that upset, does she put that online? Because it's been heavily edited. Is she more upset that she got chocolate sauce on her sweater, or that there's less for her to eat? Let's stick with the pronoun thing.
I'm actually non-binary and use they them pronouns. I definitely could see that. In the best way possible, you look like you'd be non-binary. Slay, they. You realize that isn't a compliment, right? Huh? Why? While it's validating I present the way I want to, my validation doesn't have to come at the expense of other non-binary folks who can't or don't want to look androgynous. Non-binary folks don't owe you androgyny. There's no right or wrong way to present as a gender, because gender is a construct, and it's so much more than just how we look or dress, but who we are on the inside. Saying that there's a right way to look non-binary implies that there's a wrong way to look non-binary too, which plays directly into anti-trans rhetoric, violence, and impossible ideals of passing that hurt all of us, cis folks included.
You look like you could be non-binary. Slay they. I think what our new friend doesn't realise is that if someone says, you look like you could be non-binary, it's because it's now considered politically incorrect to say, you look like a fucking retard. And then the false victimhood kicks in. Oh, my validation shouldn't come at the expense of other non-binary people because we're also interesting and oppressed. There's no right or wrong way to present a gender. No, but there are societal norms which you lot get off on breaking. It's all, look at me, and then act upset when someone asks, what have you come as? And this need to constantly educate people to be so fucking condescending. Get the message the rest of us don't want to be indoctrinated into your cult. Go and find someone else to play with, or, failing that, put on the red nose and complete the clown outfit. Now, in previous videos, I've mentioned many times that something the woke left love to do is have as many labels as possible to reinforce their victimhood.
Finished printing out Leslie's medical card order, so she ordered one of my I have autism cards, as well as an I have social anxiety card too, and also a generalised anxiety card. I have also just released a heap of other new cards for PTSD, asthma attack, borderline personality disorder, multiple sclerosis, low vision, blind, and an I am autistic and I have autism card, as well as 3 different types of ADHD cards.
Bugger me backwards, now there are cards. And I know there are people out there who can't wait to collect the full set. And of course, all those conditions are valid. Yet, most of the people I know who have asthma, they're quite shy about it in public. And it's got me thinking, under what circumstances would those cards be presented? And the cynic in me is thinking that you could have someone being rude and obnoxious, being really antisocial, and then when they're challenged, they whip out the card to say, no, don't pick on me, I have a condition, and now you're being a fucking bigot. Maybe it's a good thing, I might get one printed myself. Don't mind me, I'm a miserable bastard. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to share it, that would help the channel to grow. And if you want to help support me making these videos, then in the description there's the option to buy me a coffee. And for the people who already have, I am very, very grateful. As ever, thanks for watching. Well, fuck me up the arse while Hamas watch on. Now there are cards. And I know there are going to be some people who can't wait to collect the full shit. The full shit. Well, bugger me backwards, now there are cards. And I just know, well, fucking rain. So that woman is planning on how she's going to celebrate when it's too fucking windy. I'm not happy with the earlier take I did, but fuck it, it'll have to do.